Hi, welcome everyone to the podcast La Chaise Bleue. We do have a special invitee today, Miss Veronique from Polycontrols, a friend of mine. We're going to have a special podcast where Veronique is going to display and talk about Polycontrols. I think you've been there for about a year or so. You're the VP of Sales, if I'm not mistaken. So you're sitting now in the blue chair, Veronique, which is the chair for the digital leader, the transformation we all need into our manufacturing plants. So I will let Veronique explain what kind of value are they creating in the business, in the new world we're going in. So it's all yours, Veronique.
Thank you, Nicolas. And I'll stand up. Thank you for being here in person. I understand we have a lot of virtual audience as well. So hi to you too, wherever you are. So today I'll be speaking about Industry 5.0 and the transition and the cost of this transition and if this shift is worth it. Worth it for you, worth it for your company, worth it for your employees. So a few words on Polycontrols. We're a company based in Brossard near Montreal. We're 40 people employee. We have been doing business for over 40 years now. And I'd say we are based on very profound values, and some of those values touches mine too, the human behind the work that is done. It's very important. We have two expertise, two division. One of them is flow control and measurement, where we will sell flow meters, calibrate flow meters. We will integrate flow meters into big gas panel to control processes. And although this is very interesting, I'm going to focus on the metal additive manufacturing side of things. So in this metal additive manufacturing part of things, we will repair metal component, we will manufacture metal component, we will do coatings on those components to extend their useful life. And metal additive manufacturing really opens the window on how we can make things and make them last longer, make them more light. It really opens this new engineering window, so I invite you to come to my booth after this conference to see some demos about what we do. But for now, I'm going to focus on the integration part of it, because although we do offer the service of metal additive manufacturing, we also integrate production cells, which makes us very unique in the way we can accompany a customer from A to Z. So we develop, we operate, and we integrate. And here you can see on this image our great Poly-CSAM spray cell, which is unique in its own way because it has been integrated in the 5.0 fashion. What is 5.0? Anybody knows? Big question mark. So for those who are in the digital side of things, you've been hearing about the transition of automatization and then digitalization. If 5.0 builds upon 4.0 with all the robots and the digital aspect of it, but it will integrate the human-centric part, and it will also integrate sustainability, which is an important factor nowadays. What is the cost? It depends on the production cell and what you are actually integrated, but I'll share some costs that are specific to our investment. And so we build our production cells with two different purposes. One of them was high volume industrialization, production cell, a job shop. And the other purpose was R&D and applicative development, because it's science every day where I work, and we are proud of that, but there's a lot of questions that still needs answer, and that's exactly what we do at Poly-CSAM. The initial investment 5 years ago was about 3.2 million to build that cell. And we continued investing as we went on, and we're now to about 5 million invested in that cell. And this is why we say we de-risk the approach, because now you can try cold spray for your industry without actually investing that much in your factory. I cannot list all the equipment that is in my production cell, but I did a short list to show you approximately where the money went, and it's not in any kind of order. So acoustic room. And why is it stated there? Cold spray is actually a process where we accelerate nitrogen to a very, very high velocity. I'm talking about Mach 2, Mach 3. We're spraying something like 1,000 liters per minute of gas, and that goes through a super tiny hole. And so this is very, very, very noisy. And we don't want ourselves or our employees to go through the factory with muff. We want them to live and talk and have fun. So we went over the industrial norm with our STC 45 acoustic room. And although that seems kind of a decision that can be made easily, it's actually a cost. So you need to think about it. Are you going to do your welding cell with normal opaque des rideaux, curtains, or are you going to invest to create an environment for your workers? So that's the kind of question you'll ask yourself. It's not shown on this cell, but we have a team of two big KUKA robots with a turntable to automatize all the process. We are equipped with a 4 kilowatt continuous laser that we use to do surface preparation and heat treatment and a lot of different stuff in our processes. You can see the optical microscope. That's a couple of, it's above 100K. And a lot of proprietary sensors. Why sensors? IoT is mainly part of 4.0, more than 5.0, but because it builds upon, I'm going to talk a bit about it. So when you are doing a process, if you want to do some measurements, you need to stop the process, enter the room, do your measurement, step back, note your measurement, begin the process again. And this is a big waste of time. And when you can make this done by automatized sensors, then it's all about efficiency, numerization, like you want to digitalize your data, and you want to take the human where it belongs and have the system work for him and not him for the system. Which brings me to another thing that we invested in, which is the last one in the row, so Smart CSAM. Smart CSAM is an investment on its own because when you integrate a cell, you'll buy a lot of equipment coming from different vendors. And now you are stuck with so much apps that you need to deal with that it's just a lot of training and a lot of puzzles. Smart CSAM will take the control of your spray cell. It will talk forth and back and forth with all your equipment to give order to your equipment and to read the data that comes from your equipment too. So it is the leading holistic controller for our spray cell. It is a product of its own because it can be adapted for other processes. But the fact is, Smart CSAM is also saving us a lot of time because when we have a spray, and let's say we have a oops, not saying we have a lot of them, but let's say we do have a oops, then we can go back on all the data of the parameters that we collected and analyze and try to understand why that happened to make our process even better. So that was for Smart CSAM and the investment we did. And then for sure, what people want to know is what's the ROI? What is the return on my investment? So I tried to be as holistic as possible, but I did have benefits on two main sides. And the first one I want to say is human. Personal story. When I met the owners of Polycontrols and they had me visit their booth, I fell in love. I fell in love with the technology, the environment, all the tech that is in there, all the science that is in there, everything appealed to me. So that's my personal story. But our team has been only growing for 5 years with no turnover. We were 1, and then we are 6 working at Poly CSAM, and no one left so far. And it's not a nice place to work in. It's a concrete bunker, no window. Like it is an environment where like our CEO would not go every day. But it attracts people. Every month we will receive 4 or 5 spontaneous and unsolicited application to work with us on that project, which is over the capacity that we have. So that was for the human benefit. And for sure, and I have a small video that will show you one of our robot in action, but there is a lot of technical benefit in investing in 5.0. Because you're putting the human first, the human wants to work. You limit the human factor in all of this. You can analyze your data. You can control from the distance. You have a lot more flexibility in what you do, what you can analyze from the place you are working from and from home too. Nonetheless, I need to say that it also makes us ready to take contract from some industry that requires high level of certification. So it's good to take this into account too. Which brings us to our market positioning. So how the market sees us. It is a jaw-dropping factory. It is something that will kind of have your both arms say, wow, that's nice. You know who I'm impersonating, huh? It brought us a lot of credibility on our mission and our objective, a lot of visibility because people want to visit. We are proud to show it. It's our showcase. And it brought us a lot of strategic partnership too, not only customers, people who want to work with us. And because it brings credibility and visibility, they see us, they want to work with us, they want to beneficiate from all this wave that we're kind of surfing. And as our CEO said, it has kind of become our testimony about not what just is possible, but what is currently happening. It's not the future, it is now. And if you're not jumping on that train, you're gonna lose precious time. And so to my initial question, is Industry 5.0 a shift worth taking? Definitely. And it is in our core. And at first, even if engineering and like the whole operation team was kind of had to be taken with us in this venture, now everybody is on the same wagon. They are all going in the same direction. And I am super proud to present you what is the future for Polycontrol. We are currently bringing on board a new process, which is called WAM CMT. And I am not going to go into those details, but I can let you know that our new cell is built just like we want, 5.0. Thank you, everyone.